In the world of professional basketball, every signing, every trade, and every press conference has a story behind it. But sometimes, that story isn't written on the court. A few seconds of footage from a post-game chat flipped the WNBA's narrative on its head. And now, fans are demanding answers. At the center of this storm, Phoenix Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts, veteran star DeWanna Bonner, the Indiana Fever, and what fans are calling the Max Heist. What started as a seemingly routine signing has exploded into one of the most talked-about controversies in recent WNBA history. Tonight, we break it all down: the timeline, the reactions, the alleged tampering claims, and why one viral clip has Fever fans calling this the biggest setup of the season. When Indiana signed DeWanna Bonner, the move seemed brilliant. Bonner, a two-time WNBA champion and seasoned veteran, was expected to bring leadership, championship experience, and stability to a young Indiana roster led by Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Reporters called her the missing piece. Fans envisioned her as the steadying voice in a fast-growing franchise. She was supposed to be the bridge between youthful energy and veteran wisdom, a mentor figure to help Indiana push toward playoff contention. The hype was real. In training camp, Bonner was praised as a guiding force, and preseason conversations centered around her leadership. For a team rebuilding its identity, she looked like the perfect signing. But that optimism lasted barely a month. 9 games into the season, Bonner shocked the league. She wanted out. Reports said she had requested a trade, and shortly afterward, Indiana waived her. The speed of the turnaround caught everyone off guard, including insiders close to the team. Local coverage floated explanations like fit issues and style mismatches, suggesting Bonner's slower veteran tempo didn't align with Indiana's fast-paced offense led by Clark. But fans weren't buying it. On social media, accusations began to fly. Some claimed this wasn't about fit, but finesse. People argued Bonner had no intention of finishing her contract in Indiana. Instead, she allegedly used the Fever as a temporary stop, collecting salary, keeping her stats visible, before returning to Phoenix, a franchise that, according to rumors, had been pursuing her for multiple seasons. The entire narrative changed when a post-game clip of Phoenix Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts surfaced online. The video was short, just a few seconds, but it was enough. Smiling, Tibbetts said, "Luckily, the last 2 off-seasons we've tried to get DB to come back to Phoenix. Unfortunately, she didn't pick us twice. 3rd time's a charm. I think Alyssa Thomas helped in that a little bit." It sounded casual, like light locker room talk. But to many fans, every word felt like a confession. He mentioned multiple off-season attempts to bring Bonner back while she was still under contract elsewhere. Alyssa Thomas's role, Bonner's fiancée, in helping make it happen. And the phrase, "3rd time's a charm," implying a multi-year pursuit. The internet exploded. Fever fans clipped the footage, stripped it of context, and shared it as what they called the Phoenix receipt. Proof, in their eyes, that this was never a random reunion. In professional leagues, tampering rules are strict. Any unauthorized contact, back-channel recruiting, or discussions with players still under contract elsewhere can result in major penalties, including fines up to $1 million in future signing restrictions. Tibbetts' comments appeared to confirm intent to recruit Bonner over multiple off-seasons, external influence through Alyssa Thomas, a player on another team at the time, a long-term plan that preceded Bonner's short stint in Indiana. Fans called it tampering in broad daylight. They pointed out that Phoenix, by Tibbetts' own words, had pursued Bonner 2 off-seasons in a row before she signed with Indiana. That means the recruitment attempts were happening while she was still tied to the Connecticut Sun, well before she became a free agent. Even neutral analysts admitted the optics were bad. Bonner's exit hit Indiana hard. She had been marketed as the veteran presence, the person who'd guide Caitlin Clark through her rookie season and give Aaliyah Boston a stable partner in the front court. Instead, her departure forced Indiana to reshuffle lineups mid-season. Younger players were pushed into unexpected roles, and the locker room had to adjust on the fly. Fans felt betrayed. She had said all the right things during her introduction, marveling at her banner in the arena, talking about the incredible fan support. But when she left, there was no heartfelt farewell. No goodbye post, no tribute, just a brief statement. Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out. And I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career. Then, silence. Among Fever supporters, a new phrase started trending: the Max Heist. Here's how they framed it. Phoenix couldn't afford Bonner on a max contract during free agency. She signed that max deal with Indiana, played part of the season. Once she left Indiana, Phoenix picked her up for a lower amount, effectively letting Indiana front the money and the minutes. Phoenix got their star. Indiana lost cap space, chemistry, and time. As one viral post summed it up, Phoenix couldn't pay DB in the summer, so Indiana did. Then Phoenix swooped in. It's the perfect heist. The theory spread quickly. Tibbetts' offhand mention of Alyssa Thomas added another layer. Fans already knew about the personal relationship. Thomas and Bonner are engaged. But when Tibbetts said, "I think At helped in that a little bit," it sounded like more than just emotional support. If Thomas had any role in encouraging Bonner to leave Indiana while still under contract, that could fall into a gray area of indirect tampering, player-to-player influence that bypasses official channels. Again, the clip didn't prove this directly, but the implication was enough to ignite debate across the league. Perhaps the most controversial part of this entire saga isn't the clip itself, but the league's silence. Despite viral coverage, trending hashtags, and countless fan tags to the WNBA's official accounts, no formal investigation or public statement has been issued so far. This silence frustrated Fever supporters who believe a double standard is at play. Big market, star-heavy franchises allegedly get more leeway than smaller teams. For a fan base that had invested emotionally in this new era of Indiana basketball, it felt like the league was ignoring a blatant rules breach. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Instead of breaking the Fever's spirit, the Bonner controversy united their fan base. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull became the new core of loyalty for Indiana supporters. Every game became a chance to prove that Indiana didn't need shortcuts or quick fixes. They could build something real through effort, chemistry, and accountability. Bonner's departure was reframed, not as a loss, but as a catalyst. This story isn't just about one player or one team. It raises serious questions about tampering enforcement in the WNBA, how personal relationships intersect with professional rules, and whether smaller franchises are protected from behind-the-scenes maneuvering by power teams. Whether you believe this was a calculated recruitment or just innocent timing, one thing is undeniable. Nate Tibbetts' few casual sentences expose the fragile line between strategy and violation. DeWanna Bonner is now wearing Phoenix colors again. Nate Tibbetts is still coaching. The league has yet to make a move. Indiana fans are still waiting. Was this a heist? A misunderstanding? Or the clearest example yet that some teams play by a different set of rules? The clip is out there. The reactions are loud. The questions remain. Should the WNBA investigate the Phoenix Mercury and DeWanna Bonner for tampering? Was Indiana truly blindsided? Or were the signs always there? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.